What's the biggest problem in the high-ticket remote sales industry is that offer hopping is a very big problem. My first month, I was close to 25K PIF, which was my main offer.
I'm selling now for a friend who sells one session for like 10K an hour.
One of our students, I helped them get on a multiple 8 figures a year company, top reps making 30 to 50 grand a month. It took 18 different strategies that we'd use. The shit we did is,
Best way to review your old calls.
if you had a time machine to go back in that moment in the sales call, if you could redo it, how would you redo it?
When I do call reviews, number one is like, where are we going right now?
We're going to Korean barbecue.
Korean barbecue.
Hypnotic
Why?
barbecue.
Why are we going to Korean barbecue?
I don't fucking know. You said you want to go.
Well, I want to
I
go.
don't give a fuck.
Just did a masterclass, just shared like 2 sales calls of mine.
Ooh,
I think it was like decent. It was okay.
I think it was
Yeah.
great. That was fire.
It was okay.
People love that shit.
What should we talk about? No one's asking questions. Everyone's asking dumb questions.
Ask us important, valuable question, whether sales related or life related or career related.
What about dating?
Huh?
What about dating?
Or whatever.
Why don't we talk about objection handling? Because we were just literally 2 seconds ago, you were objection handling. Like an hour ago, 2 hours ago, I was objection handling as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy I was talking to, it wasn't even objection handling. He just broke. So, like, he's going through financing right now.
I got denied.
No, he has to download iOS 18, so he's doing that right now. Anyways, so you did a master class. Tell us about the master class. Like, what was it all about?
Well, you were actually the host. What's going on? Because I was like trying to like share the screen and everything, try to get the tech going, you know.
There's always those retards when you hop on a Zoom call where like they have themselves, I told you, always, they have themselves unmuted and they're like doing shit. Like, so I have to like, who the fuck is that? Fucking mute yourself.
Eva Kavachi. Oh, long time no see actually.
Who?
Eva Kavachi. She is my ex's friend.
What?
Back in the days, I don't know.
What?
Anyways, what company did you work at sales for? You want to start first? What company did you work at sales for?
Well, my first company was in Korea. There's a term called parachutes. 낙하산.
She's an American.
Huh?
She's an American.
낙하산 씨발년아. So what parachute is let's say like your dad owns the company. So like the son of the CEO just like lands in the company, even though it's like a super difficult company like Samsung as an example, right? That's called being a parachute. Now, I was a parachute because Jun was already selling at a company and I got in through that company. That was my first company selling as a closer and we both sold him that offer.
Yeah.
And then after that, I got recruited to Sales Sniper, which at the time was the #1 sales agency.
What is Sales Sniper? She probably doesn't know. Even Sales Sniper.
Sales Sniper? You don't know Sales Sniper?
No, she's not a salesperson.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my kids that this was Nelson Mandela. So, same skin color. So, Sales Sniper, like I said, is at the time the #1 sales agency. I don't know if they're still around, to be frank, but they did the sales for like Russell Brunson, Ryan Serhant for their education company, Vince Almonte, all those kind of people. Anyways, so one of the accounts I got recruited there, and my first month, I was outselling the other 3 reps combined by myself. And at that point, I got poached, recruited into 7th level, which was my main offer. And then I sold on like temporarily and smaller offers, like trading offers and things like that. So yeah, I think I had a quote unquote like easier looking back at it. You sold on a bunch of different offers.
No, it wasn't easy for you because the level of discipline, dude, like the moment you crushed in, the moment you actually got in, you crushed it. Like I was at the bottom of the barrel and then you went to like top 3 and I was like, dude, I knew this guy was going to do so well, but this guy's doing so well. I didn't expect him to be this good.
Dude, I closed a 25K PIF, but that was a pure luck though.
Yeah.
That was pure luck. The guy just had money leaning.
It's not luck, bro. You already got it. So where did I work? I worked at like 17 different, now it's 18 different companies now because I'm working for a hypnosis.
Yeah.
Helping out a friend, building out sales team and taking sales calls and then from that. But she got into sales. Okay, cool.
Did you know that you would ever sell for a hypnosis offer?
I never do.
Yeah, like would you have ever guessed like hypnosis?
But the thing is, Eva, by the way, congratulations, you're in sales. So getting your ass kicked probably, is rejection.
Is she hot?
She used to be a model, actually.
Yeah.
Are you still modeling at the same time? Oh, no. Anyways, no, I'm selling now hypnosis for a friend, hypnotist. He sells one session for like 10K an hour. So that's what I'm selling right now at the moment. Best way.
Yeah, Eva, we can role play sometimes.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
What? Like sales role play. What? Oh, you got a dirty mind. Wow. Jesus is watching. Sales role play.
Best way to review your old calls. Start with you, bro. Like you're very systematic, and I don't know. I don't know what I just do it, you know. But
You just do it.
yeah, I just do it. Best way to review your own call.
Well, here's how I look at it, right? So I was
Before
just
you start in, just do it.
don't fucking cut me off.
Okay.
So I was just giving this feedback to our members inside our real sales system. Okay. Now, most people don't even look at their fucking calls, which is an issue. Now, they do this because of multiple different reasons. Number one is because it's almost like that overweight person where they don't want to get on the scale because, I know I'm going to see what I don't like. Or it's that person where they don't have much money in their bank account, so they don't want to look at their bank account. But if you avoid the problem, we never improve upon it, right? What doesn't get measured doesn't get improved. And therefore, we need to look at our own sales call every single day. Now, we don't want to do it throughout the day. We want to do it at the end of the day because sometimes when people look at their own calls, they try to analyze after like, oh, what did I do wrong? After like every call. When you do that, you're just going to get in your head a lot. Okay. Now I learned this in the pickup artist community because that's the first, like, what I got into. Okay. So what they do is a lot of times what guys do is like, they'll go out to a nightclub or whatever it may be, and they'll try to analyze like, hey, how did that go with that girl? The more you do this, the only reason why we're on the call is to actually make money, right? That's the only way we make money. And if we analyze every time, we get in our head. So during our selling hours, just sell. At the end of the day, carve out maybe 30 to 60 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be like 5 hours. And just look at your own calls. Don't look at every call, but look at your key call. Don't look at your worst one, okay? Look at the one where it looks like majority of your other calls where your biggest bottleneck happened. As an example, maybe the prospect was being vague, or maybe your tonality is off, or you get the most common objection that you get, okay? So you want to look at those calls. The reason why you want to look at your worst calls because, dude, like, just move the fuck on. Like, if there's like a once in a blue moon, you don't want to get emotional over it. We want to stay logical, okay? If you get emotional over things, you're not going to be a successful person in life. It doesn't matter what you do, okay? So we want to remove emotions to the side, look at it with logic. And what's going to happen is this. Even when you look at your normal call, you're going to get a bit emotional. You're like, oh man, don't judge yourself. This is something I also learned in the dating community. Okay. There's something called self-judgment fatigue. So when you keep judging yourself, your body physically feels tired. Okay. So just like when you go out, this happened to me, right? You go to a nightclub and like, let's say you go talk to the girl. The girl doesn't respond that well. And if you go like, oh man, that was bad. I just like shit. Your body physically feels drained and tired. You get more discouraged. So you don't want to do that thing again. In this context, going out and talking to girls. Now, on a sales call, you're not going to want to do that again or look at the sales call or go on sales calls if you keep judging yourself. That's not to say, oh, I did everything perfect. No. Look at it like, okay, I did this well. I need to do these things better. And this is the one thing I'm going to work on tomorrow, which is why to our students, I give a debrief template. Okay. Which is on a debrief template, 2 things you did well, 2 things you need to improve on, 1 thing you work on tomorrow. I learned this from the pickup artist community. So when I first got into it, I was like fucking clueless. I was a virgin. I couldn't even look people in the eyes. I couldn't have conversation. I was like autistic pretty much. And through this process, through a lot of repetition, going out and getting feedback, investing in myself in the mentors and debriefing, I got a lot better. So sales, Jin said that, well, when you came in, like you did well, because I had the foundation from like the pickup days, right? From the dating days. And so I carried the same things over. And so if your question is, how do I review my sales calls? Look at that. And also, here's another key thing you can do. Okay. Actionable thing. When you're looking at your sales call, what you want to do is, as a prospect says something, what you want to do is you want to say out loud. If you had a time machine to go back in that moment in the sales call, if you could redo it, how would you redo it? So you can either pause the recording, give yourself time to think and say out loud. Or if you're, at a certain point, then you don't have to pause it. You can just say out loud. As an example, right? Let's say the prospect goes like, well, everybody wants to make more money. And in the actual call itself, you just moved on, right? You didn't catch it because you're overthinking. You're going to think what you're going to say, and that's what you don't want to do. But when you look at the call again, you're like, oh man, they said everybody, they're sterilizing responsibility. So I should have said, well, everybody's great, but what about you? What's your goal?
Cool.
Oh, I should have asked that. So what you do is you say out loud, you pause the recording, or as the recording is playing, you say out loud. Because here's the thing. If we just consume information on the passive side, you're not going to be able to retain most of the information. That's just how our brain works. Even when you're watching this live right now or a video, like wherever you watch it, you're going to forget maybe 80 to 90% of the information. That's just how our brain works, right? So how we retain information the best, and if you don't retain information, the next time it happens, you're going to repeat the same mistake over and over again, right? So you're going to be living in Groundhog Day, which is why most people never improve in anything ever, especially in sales and high ticket sales. So you want to tactically say out loud, because when you do that tactically and implement it, the next time it happens, you're more likely to not repeat that mistake and actually do and improve upon it.
That's good. For me, like when I do call reviews, number one is like, wow, how is this guy so good?
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm like,
Thank you.
I'm like, I think I like myself too much. I'm like, wow, this guy's so good. No. But when I was bad, when I was not good, I guess.
Narcissistic.
I'm narcissistic. You can be narcissistic if you're 6'4", 6 figures, going to 7 figures, by the way, and the other 6, by the way. But here's the thing for me, like what got me. So how I came up with hypnotic closing, by the way, was in the first 5 minutes, I wanted to decode a human being. Not only just in sales context, but in a real life scenario as well. When I'm talking with a human being, how do I decode this person? Like how is this person wired? So for me, when I watch my own sales call, whenever a person says something, every single word, I would just pause there. Every single word, not sentence. Every single word, I would just pause, be like, why did this person decide to use this word? So I'll like do everything I can to spot out language pattern. So you see it in the masterclass today. Like I don't like dig for paid. I think it's a great method, honestly. Like, but for me, my style is I like to catch language patterns, throw it back at them, weaponize it, and basically plant new language patterns so that they actually are put in a buying state, or they're at their suggestible state, I would say. Cool. That's my answer.
How would you define hypnotic selling? What is that exactly?
Thanks for helping me out over here. How would I define it? Hypnotic selling? First of all is my sales principle is why are you selling yourself short when you can be more? Why are you selling yourself short is a challenger statement. It's a challenger question. Why are you selling yourself short? There's a book called Challenger Sales. Have you read the book?
I've heard of it. I haven't read it.
I've heard good stories about it. I've never read it, but Challenger Sales. So I've asked ChatGPT before. That is like the top sales rep. There are 5 different sales archetypes. Number 1 sales archetype is a challenger. They outlast 40% of the other 4 archetypes, and they outperform 40% more as well. I don't know the exact stats, but at least 40%. Why are you selling yourself short is a challenger statement. And it doesn't only apply to low income people. You call it brokey leads. I know. Brokey leads. This also applies to like the extreme A types. I wish I could show you guys an A type call, that I've done like last week. But anyways, so why are you selling yourself short? Based on language patterns. So like, okay, well, why are you selling yourself short when you can be more? When you can be more is an identity statement. So I'm taking both powerful statements from why are you selling yourself short, challenger statement, and an identity statement. So basically, what I'm doing right now is challenging their language pattern. Basically, I'll give you an example. Like I said, a mid-7-figure entrepreneur came in my call. He was like, I don't know how you guys can help me. Like, what is this hypnosis thing? Like, what is this all about? Totally unaware of what we do over here. So I was like, hey, how can I help? I don't know what you guys can do. What can you guys do? I was like, well, it depends on what results we're looking for. By the way, when you're selling A-type, you gotta be A-type. Yeah, what results are you looking for? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm very comfortable. Like, I'm making multiple 7 figures a year. So I'm pretty much fulfilled. What do you say? He said, pretty much fulfilled. I heard that. But it's a strange state because why would you're either fulfilled or you're not. Someone said pretty much. I heard it. So I said, pause right there. So I commanded him, pause right there and said, where did that come from? He was like, what do you mean? That's him at verbal, that's verbal trans question where he's like, translate, like what's going on? He's confused. So, you know what you just did there? He was like, what did I just do? He said, yeah, you told yourself pretty much. You're either fulfilled or not. What made you subconsciously decide to use the word pretty much? That's where the call started, basically, right? That's hypnotic selling. Example and a definition behind it. So basically rebuilding new identity when they're at the trans state, so that the sale becomes a byproduct because of the beliefs that they were able to shift and the person that they can become to make a buying decision. So putting someone in a buying state with, again, their language pattern. Cool.
Yeah, because if you can see doubt in a person, because right now they're coming in, they think they're certain, but if you can get them in a state, like a more vulnerable state, knowing that, okay, like it's good that you're doing this, but you could be here.
Right.
Then now they'll be more open to the idea of change, aka buying later.
Because you're a good example as well, right? I mean, that's what you coach your students at, and your students have seen great results. Like, I think you have the best results at the space as well. It's like it's about.
I paid him to see that.
Yeah, it's definitely not. You're in charge of dinner today, but it's like it's standards again. At the end of the day, standard. It comes down to standards. I mean, you know what I'm talking about when I say like when it comes to standards. What do you think I'm talking about? I mean,
Highest possible standards.
Yeah, like what is your definition when it comes to like highest possible standards?
Well, here's
Sales.
here's my mantra behind that. The only time I want sloppiness is when I'm getting a blowjob from a beautiful girl. And as sales reps, as sales professionals, no sloppiness whatsoever. So going back to your question of the high standard, yeah, absolutely.
Actually, though. But
Absolutely. So only the highest possible standard. If you don't know where to take the call, fucking sloppiness. Okay? If you're coming off flustered, if you're coming off, you don't know where to take it, that's unprofessionalism, right? Not working the lead before the call, not warming them up by sending them nurture assets. Sloppiness. Okay? Not objection. I call this premature ejaculation. Most people, most sales reps have premature ejaculation. They hop off the call way too easily because number one, they don't know what to say in objection handling. They run out of things to say. They feel uncomfortable. They're like, oh, okay, so how about we do a follow-up call next week, next month, and that lead is fucking gone, right? That is sloppiness. Professionals don't do that shit. We work the lead before they hop on the call. When we're on the call, we know exactly where to take it, pre-handle every single objection. If they do have an objection, we anticipate it. We're not like, oh my God, they give an objection. Or we're like, oh, we're not doing that shit. We know exactly where to take it. We dismantle it. That's what we do. No sloppiness.
Yeah.
Got it?
objection handle, like for example, like and a good example would be like, let's say like 30K is on the line. The guy just said, hey, usually when it comes to this, I usually take 48 hours. So give me time. Go. If you can't do it on the spot, that's not your highest standard, you know. And I wonder how many sales rep can actually handle that pressure, you know. Because like, for example, I interview closers, right? So I do role plays on them as a difficult prospect, as to see how they just perform under pressure. And then I just do it on them, take turns on them. I'm like, hey, can I show you? And I do it on them and be like, hey, this is standard. This is standard over here in this organization, for example. So that's how I do it. We gotta talk about haters. We're collecting haters.
Haters in the building.
Why does every single Instagram reel have the red siren? Scam alert! Scam alert!
Here's what I realized, right? As I started running ads, now more retarded people start commenting on my ad and also my content. And I appreciate that because that means I'm reaching a wider audience. Now, here's what I realized about those haters. Dude, your hand is fucking in the way. What the fuck? Sorry. So here's what I realized about haters, okay? So they comment on your ad or your content. Oh, scammer, core seller, da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, interesting. So I click on their profile. And it's almost like clockwork. The people that are saying all this hate comments, and I look at, there's a woman next to them. And when I look at the woman next to them, I don't blame the fact that these people are leaving all these hate comments on my content on my ads. You know why? If my woman looked like that, dude, like I'll be leaving hate comments on random people too. Like I'll be hating my life. Honestly. So I'm like, you know what? At first I'm like, why are these people doing this? I'm like, you know what? I kind of get it. Like their life is so shit. And they're next to such an obese, ugly-looking woman who probably nags at them, never sucks their dick, and they just yells at them to go take out the trash, disrespects them, and probably still talking to other dudes in the DMs. I don't blame them at all.
Here's the thing, though. I guess, like, I think you can definitely... By the way, this guy dates some, like, real beautiful... Like, I'm not talking about subjective 10s. Like, you guys be like, oh, my girl is the most... No, we're not talking about those girls. We're talking about the actual 10s. What's your ETA? No, like whatever.
Huh?
Hannah's like asking, "What's your ETA?"
What's your ETA?
What's your ETA, Hannah? Like,
flip the script. Got you there.
Like this guy dates some like absolute like baddies. I like, dude, like you're a chat.
I pay them.
Yeah,
I pay everybody. I put everybody on payroll.
It's the buy. No, actually, the girls like I know they bring chocolate. I'm the one eating them, you know.
Oh, now okay. First of all, now you ate my chocolate that my girl brought, and now the chocolate that your girl brought, I was eating them during your masterclass.
Oh, they're gone.
Oh, I ate like 3.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Are they good actually? They're marshmallow.
The marshmallow. Oh, those are pretty solid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do I have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Jesus first, right?
Yeah. Okay. Someone asked a question actually. You have 90 days to get a rep as good as humanly possible. What are your daily actionables for?
Bro, he asked the same question on my life.
The answer is,
Are you copy pasting the same on like everybody's life?
So what's the best way to actually make the most out of like skill set? I guess like have the best skill set in 90 days.
Have the best skill set in 90 days.
Yeah, like I think that's the question. Like get as good as possible in the first 90 days.
I'm not gonna answer generic questions. I'm lazy. I just want to
buy his course. Buy his course. That's it. You've got
Okay, let me answer that. Okay, here's what I realized. Okay, so what's the biggest problem in the high ticket remote sales industry is that offer hopping is a very big problem. And I always wonder why are people all, cause I never did that thing, right? I'm like, I'm like, why are people doing this? And the biggest problem is that people settle for like an offer that's not established.
Right.
Because number one, they don't know where to go find these more established offers. And number two, they don't know how to screen or vet the offer once you're in the interview. Because listen, here's the thing. Every interviewer, sales manager, offer, there's always going to promise you the world. Okay, they're always going to say, we're drowning in leads, bro. Bro, I've heard I'm drowning in leads, bro, so often as much as a girl saying that, oh, I'm not the type of girl. They are always that type of girl.
Dude, I think you like this question, by the way. Finish it, yeah?
Huh?
I think you like this question, but go on.
I don't know. So they're always that type of girl. Same thing as whenever they say, we're drowning in leads, bro. They are never almost, I've only had that happen once. And the only time that came true is when Anthony Vazzari, I sat down with him and he said we're drowning in leads. And in fact, that offer was drowning in leads. Anthony's now the senior vice president at 7th Level. Tremendous level of respect for Anthony, even though I've left that organization. We're still on great terms. Phenomenal mentor early on. But long story short is that, yeah, I got myself onto like Sales Sniper and 7th Level. Once I got in 7th Level, I never have to worry about marketing or leads ever again. Don't get me wrong. Every company's going to have ebbs and flows in the marketing and whatnot, but it's a lot more stable when you can get yourself in the right established offer. I call them whale offers. And so if you can do that, which is also what we help our students do as well, get on there. Even if you have to start as an SDR at a really established whale offer, that's your life and your career will be so much fucking better than going on an offer where like they still haven't figured their shit out yet, whether it be the marketing or the product. So rather start as an SDR. So as an example, right? I'm not gonna name because it's a bit of I'm gonna keep it confidential. But one of our students, we helped them get on. Okay, so I helped them get on let's say multiple 8 figures a year company, very, very established software, very, very big name in the industry, very great products, high price point. Top reps making, I'm going to lowball it so I don't say the exact number, 30 to 50 grand a month. Okay.
Yeah.
So he got there. It took like 18 different strategies that would use, right? So it did take a little bit of creativity, a little bit more effort, but he did get in above like all the other candidates with so much more fucking experience and track record. Like the shit we did is like, you'll laugh if I told you some of the shit we told, but we did that. He got in as an SDR within a week after he started closing now. Okay. So you'd rather do that, like get us in as an SDR, smash KPIs, start graduating to outbound closing, than inbound and outbound closing, hybrid closing. You do that, you'll be a lot better off than being like the inbound closer on some business that's still trying to figure things out.
Yeah. You've got one unknown offer, one lead, and your life depends on the close. Who's the one closer you trust to make it happen? Explain the reason for choosing that particular person.
Can I choose Remy?
Remy?
Not Remy. Who's that guy? Who's that who's that guy that keeps who's that guy that does like beef with everybody? He does a reaction video for like every other sales coach. Remy or Ramsey or something?
So for me, I mean, people don't know him. I think nowadays, like Gen Z guys don't know him. The people who've been in sales for people who start sales, their sales career 2 years ago or 1 year ago, or even recently, they would not know him, but Marco Cortese. He's the one that coached me one-on-one. And I mean, not to throw him under the bus, but he's not a great coach.
No.
He's not a great coach.
I mean, he has acknowledged that himself.
He's a great closer, but he's not a great coach. Because his style is very replicatable. But that put a benchmark on me. It's like, we seen one of his closes, and I was like, wow, that's good. I was like, how can I do that? So I was like listening to coaching calls with me one-on-one, like over and over again, to break down the psychology of what he did. And now it's like, I've created my own style, definitely. Like, I don't close like Marco anymore. Like, I try to be like Marco. It didn't work out for me. But this showed me like what it looks like. He did show me a glimpse of like hypnotic closing, I would say. He did show me a glimpse.
It is it's very effective if you get it right. However, it's such an unreplicatable process.
Because he sells based on character. Not his words, but he sells based on character. Because his words don't make sense. His grammar doesn't make sense. His accent doesn't make sense.
No.
like the way construction like sentences don't make sense.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
But I think that's where I got the idea is that, okay, the confused state over here. So I was like, why do people buy when they're confused? But people pay more attention to it because he's confusing. I don't know if it's intentionally doing it at the point, but I was like, okay, that's where I got the idea from, solidified my style from there. But I would say Marco Cortez, yes. What about you?
Interesting. Okay, so if my life depended on it, and if someone doesn't close this deal, then we get attacked by a terrorist. Is that the question?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
What's the offer? Do we know?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it kind of does matter, but at this stage, okay, we're talking about on the call. We gotta close.
Let's say just like a 50K like business mastermind.
But on the call, it needs to close, right?
Yeah.
Not a follow-up close.
Yeah.
I'd give it to Jeremy Miner.
Oh yeah.
I don't know anyone better. A lot of people shit on Jeremy, and a lot of people think like Jeremy's like outdated because it's kind of he's uncle, as a Gen Z will say. But all your fucking favorite sales gurus, they all learn from Jeremy in some capacity. And like most of the people that you see, they came from 7th level, they left, they started their own thing, including myself. It's just that the problem is, I think most people don't give Jeremy credit because they have some sort of like personal problems with Jeremy. Like they have a personal fallout. Now, I had a personal fallout with Jeremy, okay? And which I don't think is fair because Jeremy assumed that I was lying. And I don't know if this is true, but apparently he called me a liar in front of the whole team in the Slack channel. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. However, so personally, I don't like how Jeremy ended things with me. However, personally, so I don't like that. Professionally, though, I respect him as a salesperson. I respect the skill set. So I'm able to separate that. So yeah, if it depended on it, one call on the close, I'd give it to Jeremy Miner.
That makes it more convincing though. Like you personally don't like the dude, I guess, but
Yeah.
it's more like, but you respect the dude though.
Yeah, exactly. Professionally, I respect him. Personally, I don't like how we ended things for sure.
Yeah. I want to I don't care about being liked, honestly, but I do care about being respected.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just stepping out. Okay, we're done. Let's end it. And then we're gonna go eat dinner now. So go make a lot more money. Bye.